Welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2. Last time we came over to the Engwithen digsite, which appears to be some sort of old amphitheater. Or layered city or something. Because we have the foreman's quarters there, we have an ancient training hall, there's a pool of luminous Adra over there. A shielding cage and an arena sub-level. The reason we are here... What is that difficulty thing? 3 levels higher, success is unlikely. Okay. So, we're looking for Odorisi, who is the guy running the studies over here. So, let's take a peek at this shielding cage, first of all. Several men and women appear to be locked inside a cage of some kind. They're little more than silhouettes behind a glass, pointing and gesturing excitedly.
You out there. Are the beasts gone?
I took care of the creatures. The woman turns away to have a muffled exchange with the others. Then she pulls at something by the door and you hear a rattling clink.
We are saved!
A youngish man with bright eyes and a twitching smile claps his hands in joy as he steps out of the cage. The woman next to him, however, remains sober.
Me and the Watcher? We're always happy to help.
She beams at you, eyes filled with pride.
Clario must have sent you to rescue us, no? But you do not look like one of his guards.
She rises onto the balls of her feet and peers behind you as if searching for someone else. She appears to be only midway into her 30s, though the serious set of her mouth makes her seem older. We were specifically sent to find Odorisi or his notes. An older woman hawks an impressive gob of phlegm onto the ground and kicks a clump of dirt over it.
I told you the governor does not care about us. This is all about profit. For him, the rest of the Valiant.
Caloste!
She silences the others with a sharp look. She turns back to you with a resigned breath.
You are here, and that is what matters.
So what's going on here?
Hiding, of course.
The corners of his mouth spasm. The cranky old woman next to him sighs and lays a comforting hand on his arm.
We were taking measurements of the luminous Adra when something strange began happening.
Fascinating. The pillar started to dim. The ground shook, and our instruments showed unusual variations.
That's when those of us with a grain of sense got into the cage.
She glares at the excitable young man, but he doesn't seem to notice. Well, what happened then?
The Colossus. Some kind of construct made from luminous Adra. It passed through the arena toward the pillar.
Vanessa closes her eyes.
Moments later, the pillar went dark, and all of our colleagues outside the cage froze. Like they turned to ash.
They kinda did, actually. She goes quiet, her hands clasped in front of her. The young man leans forward, his eyes wide with a perverse kind of excitement.
That is when the panthers and worms showed up. Started going through the tents. It was awful, but Engfeth.
Vanessa shoots him a furious look and he falls silent again. A confused and slightly injured expression crinkles his face.
Some of our people are still missing in the ruins, including Odorisi, our lead researcher. It is possible he managed to hide.
Her furrowed brow, however, suggests otherwise. I'll help him however I can.
Most of the ruins are that way, through the door next to the ramp.
She points to a dark entrance in the eastern part of the eastern wall of the
If you're
arena.
going below, you should take Engfert with you.
She turns in motion someone to the front of the group.
Hey, he looks just like...
Adair cuts himself off for reasons not yet apparent. His jaw hangs back, or slack. Ah, him! A sharp-featured elf comes to the fore. As he meets your eyes, he gives you a knowing nod. He's earned a few new scars, but you recognize Aloth Corficer all the same. He taps a finger to his lips, a sly smile working its way across them.
Engfeth knows a great many spells. At first, he even cast fire to chase away the panthers.
until the flames nearly caught one of the tents.
You're making a really great case for Egfrith.
Outside of this cage, his skills would be a boon. I do not expect the ruins will be any safer. Many of our people remained behind, which has surely attracted more wildlife. It would be prudent to take help, as long as Engfirth is willing to go.
She looks quickly to Aloth and he nods.
I would be happy to assist.
Well, I'll gladly accept his help. He gives you a quick smile.
Be careful, I'm Miko.
She gives Aloth's hand a quick squeeze before backing
I
away.
shall try.
Aloth nods at her before leading you a short distance away.
Thank you for your discretion. I'm certain you have many questions, but I fear they must...
That's a rather
Oops.
long story. The short version, for now, is that I'm gathering information on local animancy operations.
He looks you up and down.
But I could ask you the same.
Let's see. Aethys destroyed my keep, killed most of the people there, and nearly killed me. And he's going to answer for it.
Well, there's never a dull moment with you.
He raises an eyebrow.
We can speak more freely once we're away from Port Mage. For now, let us find Odorisi.
Alright, we got Aloth. Heck yeah! Another mage. I guess focus him on... mechanics? And... insight, I guess. Alright, so Aloth... should probably go... let's see, that's a touch spell. Wizard's double, for sure. And what is his preferred weapon type here? That's going to be good to figure out. Wait, nope. Oh, level up again, okay. Yeah, more insight and more mechanics, raise the party average. Let's see. Mirrored image and Curse of Blackened Sight. And then level 4, mechanics, insight next. Corrosive Siphon. Alright, he's already a scepter user. So let's go ahead and give him... let's see... Binding Block. Use your small shield to better intercept melee weapon attacks and counter at the cost of initiative. When missed by melee, you gain... let's go for large shields because he doesn't move and he gets ranged defense, which really ranged is what's going to be dangerous for him.
Yeah?
Right. So, let's head up into the foreman's quarters and at least pick up those notes. Oh, gear. What is Aloth using? He's got the Keybreaker Scepter, Revelation, frighten Kith targets on critical hit. Which just directly goes into Mesotheist, which reject the power of the gods. Aura grants party chance to reflect punishment and condemnation attacks, as well as reject the wheel. +10 to all defenses except deflection for 5 rounds, or nearby allies on scoring kill with Keybreaker. Interesting. Oh, it looks like I can actually get Veteran Scars, which goes into Veteran's Maneuver at the start of combat. We're immune to targets. Yeah, let's go for Veteran Scars then. Because Veteran's Maneuver definitely going to be better than like a Steel Trap. He's also wearing Aloth's Leather Armor. 5 armor, 3 versus Crush and Freeze, +20% initiative, 15% additional area of effect. Overseeing can go into Elementally Stable, which is +2 armor rating to Elemental, and then Structurally, which also adds +2 to all others. Known Causality, +10 defenses against Transmutation, Evocation, Illusions, and then... yeah, I'm gonna go for... I keep wanting to say emotionally stable. Elementally stable. We know that he's not... well... he's got that condition where he's actually still got a bit of the reincarnated soul left in him. Alright. He's got Fan of Flames, Minor Healing, Elemental Defense Potion, and the standard old rapier. Alright.
Sure.
Careful. I see them.
How may I help?
Cave beetles, huh? Let's see. Horses wielder with each attack, but increases damage dealt.
No mercy.
Yeah.
Punch. I'm gonna into the fray you, just to pull you from your cover. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, just attack that one then. Yeah, they're just cave beetles. I'm not terribly concerned about, like, doing anything but basic attacks.
How may I help? That's it. What do you need?
Yeah.
Let's see. Dagger, Champion's Medallion. The small Eldritch disc was apparently to be worn as a medallion. One side of the disc depicts a figure with its arms raised triumphantly above its head, a blade in one hand and a shield in the other. The other side of the disc has been worn smooth with time and is unreadable, as well as a note to the foreman. One of the workers dug up this old Aldrib medallion in the sub-level yesterday. I doubt Odorisi would be interested in it, and besides, it looks like it's worth something. Might be nice to surprise the crew with a bonus.
I know just the thing. It's done.
Alright. We've got 2 potions of minor healing and 93 copper.
I'll handle it.
And in here, we've got some ingredients. Oh, the cave beetles actually drop parts. Cool.
All right.
That medallion is That medallion is probably a key or something. Alright, let's go into the training hall. I'm going into the rooms that are going to be sectioned off from the rest, just because I figure that's an easier way to clear things out.
Would you look at that?
Shall we rest?
God dang it.
They'll fall by my hand.
Happy to oblige.
There we go.
What do you need?
Alright, I'm gonna pull you. Because... ah, crap, that made her flanked. No!
Attack.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's see, let's go for... Swift Strikes.
I'm here.
Let's see, that does raw damage. Which I think I can do safely, yeah. And then you have on hand missiles which are Crush or Corrode. Yeah, I think that's the way to go here. Poor Jyoti. Jeez.
This thing isn't doing the job.
What can I do you for?
And you still have... Is that still active on you? How do I... Yeah, you still have action speed and dex. So, pop your second wind. And punch that guy.
What do you need?
Yeah, flank. Dude.
I'm on it.
There we go.
I'm here. Onward.
Happy to oblige.
I'm not entirely sure what the difference in the projectiles is. I only have one more first level spell, though. Yeah, you just pass.
They'll fall by my hand.
Darkness flows and the light wanes.
I'm here.
Happy to oblige.
Do that. You need to pop a potion.
Oh? They'll fall by my hand.
And you guys are just gonna be fine.
Happy to oblige.
Because it's literally one skeleton man.
Yeah?
Let's see, in fact, cleaving is a group, warrior is single, okay. And yeah, you need to get that penetration.
Yes.
Can I at least disrupting strikes you?
Yeah.
No. And then heavy exhausting attacks, additional penetration. Doesn't seem necessary here, but I mean, better safe than sorry.
Aye.
Yeah, interfering barrage does work on it. Okay.
Hey.
I'm here.
Yes?
Happy to oblige.
Okay.
Hey. What do you need?
I'll take care of this.
Of course.
A bonus to disarming traps in this game is you get the traps. So if you're using them, that's cool. Or if you're selling them, that's also cool. So that leads upstairs. It is the only way to go. Should I rest? Yeah, everyone is hurting a bit and has injuries. let's see. I'm just going to use fresh fruit because it's cheap.
What do you need? Of course.
You should see this.
Gauntlets of Accuracy. +3 accuracy. Okay. Nobody's missing terribly much, so I guess you can take them, since you have the lowest accuracy in the party.
I'll handle this.
This training dummy's blade is heavily notched from repeated strikes on hapless trainees. Oh, good. That's an injury. The statue bears elaborate detail from the buckles of the warrior's greaves to his curly locks. Alright. I'm glad I went in there for the accuracy gauntlets, at least. Alright, and into the Luminous Adra pool. Which I believe was the main purpose of this expedition. Actually, you can...
Not exactly my
no, you
area of
can't.
expertise. They'll fall by my hand.
Yeah, just end. You can just run right in and start bashing at the imps. And then you can move over here. And... yeah, send them.
What do you need?
And then you go up here to avoid getting hit by the spell.
Yes?
Not what I was intending. Yes?
And then finish the Brine Imp. Wow. 1 HP. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just finish it.
The darkness.
Ooh. Friggin' gored it.
What do you need?
Yes?
And send that worm.
Certainly.
And this imp should not be an issue. Sweet.
Yes? I'm here.
Bunch of materials from those guys. Some Taundratara. And some Luminous Adra dust. Nice. Nice. And that's about it for this room. So that leaves just the arena sub-level, I think, because Aethys headed that way. We went through the training hall, went through the pool, and went through the foreman's quarters. All right. Aha. Let all champions pay homage to Exandros, for without him there would be no glory. The copper bowl has tarnished to a dull blue-green. Grime and dust coat the surface in a thin film. Examine it more closely. At the bottom of the bowl is a shallow circular depression. You recognize the offering bowl, an artifact found in many Ingwithan ruins. It would have been intended for use only by Ingwithans who held high rank or had made some great achievement. In an arena such as this, a champion might fulfill that role. Let's place a champion's medallion into it. We've got, like, 2 directions we can go, and this is a fairly big map, too. What's in the champion's room? Here rests Exandros, most virtuous architect. Exandros has 2 Adrabon, White Adra, 5 and an Amulet of Health. Let's see. First of all, who's not using an amulet? Aloth. And who... Let's see. Int, History, Insight. Bluff, Diplomacy. Perception, Near Death. Well, first of all, you should totally wear that. The extra int will help. Oops. And that's just going to raise the party average. You... Alf is not the healthiest boy.
Pamper me too much and I'll grow to like it.
Poor fools. They were unprepared for this.
I mean, so were we at Cadnua. Binding copper, solution in hardtack. Vessel flesh, ugh.
Ready to brawl?
A bunch of will-o-wisps and a sporling.
No mercy!
What can I do you for?
What do you need?
Alright, you can actually make it to that one, so go after it. And I might actually be able to kill it before it gets an action.
Sick.
Attack.
Yep.
Yes. With relish.
Oh?
What can I do you for?
You just beat down the will-o-wisp, because it's easy to kill, apparently.
Yes. Onward.
And then... I'm at 100% penetration on the sporling, so... 0 real concern here.
Sick.
What do you need?
I'm here.
Aye?
Happy to oblige.
Hey.
And no drops from them.
Uh-huh.
Bunch of coins off of these guys. The walls here have collapsed inward, barring any further progress. Right. So we've got a couple directions. Let's just keep heading towards the western wall here. Gunpowder barrel, brine imp.
Happy to oblige. I'll light the darkness.
Oh no, I made a horrible mistake there. For some reason I thought I was on Hana. Alright, I'm so sorry, Jyoti. I mean, she's only going to take explosion damage at least, and those guys are going to take full fan of flame damage as well. Oh. I see.
I'm on it.
Actually, no, I can't yoink him. But I can now. Yoink!
I'm here. Onward.
Oh?
I didn't mean to kill Jyoti.
I'm here. Of course.
Bap.
Aye. Aye.
Alright, a lot of materials. A chest with a tattered note and a grappling hook. I wasn't sure about the constructs at first. These new technologies may be less extreme than those of eccentrics like Galvino, but it gets harder to remember that once the hulking things are moving around like large, noisy, witless dolls. The constructs require daily maintenance, and they make the workers uncomfortable. Still, they've been an effective deterrent to the local wildlife, and I have to admit I've started to feel safer with one of them standing nearby while I worked. Odorisi despises the things and avoids them as possible. That alone is a considerable benefit. And a weapon rack. With a standard warhammer. Alright.
May I help? Indeed.
So we've got a room over there. And, oh, a locked chest over here.
I'll have this open in no time. There we are. I'll take it.
With a fine quality dagger. 123 copper, a jade, and a torch. Yeah, I know it's already, but I'm gonna rest again. You can take a tar loaf, actually, Adair. Okay, we've got probably a puzzle. These ornate bronze fixtures appear to be braziers. Soot lines the interior of their metallic petals, and you spy fresh coal beneath a filigreed grating. Someone lit these recently. Had you the means, you might do the same. Let's use a torch. Nothing happens for a moment, and then the brazier ignites in a sudden rush of flame. Torch. You've scarcely touched the flame to the brazier's surface when it catches with a hollow roar. The flame jets downwards, moving into a narrow channel connecting both braziers. Huh.
Well, at least it didn't catch us by surprise.
Yes?
And no one has, like, an ice
Yeah?
spell.
I'm here. I'll handle this.
Alright, so it's a combination of 3. We're not really prepped for this yet, though. In fact, it might be over in this direction. No. It might be up here, though.
Could be a fight.
A single will-o-wisp.
No mercy.
Fight might be a strong word for that there, Adair.
I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes?
Just bullied this will-o-wisp.
Happy to oblige.
Careful. I see.
How may I help?
Oh, wait, crap. Alright, we've got a rusted hopper construct, well, a pair of them, and a worm. Okay, so if I move you up here. Just a tad more. There we go.
What do you need?
Switch into your cleaving stance. Let's see. If you're over here, you should be fine.
I'm on it.
I'm here. Onward.
Hey,
That's not
whose
very
side are you
helpful.
on?
Okay, that's not how that worked out. They're immune to fire. I didn't realize that I could see their immunity up there already. I thought I'd have to kill more of them to see if they were immune. Regardless, they have very little crushing armor. So, quicken blows.
Yes.
They have 0 defense against, well, it's raw anyway, not... For some reason I thought it was like jolting touch or something. Alright, that was dumb of me. Can I blind them?
Happy to oblige. Let's reap this whirlwind.
Hey,
Wow, it worked on all of them. Alright, warrior stance. I should probably kill the worm, actually. One less source of tiny chip damage.
How may I help? I shall deal with this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
what do you need?
Like, have the fighters take care of the constructs, because they're doing a good job tanking.
I'm here. With relish.
How may I help?
Come on!
I need to remember to actually utilize rage, or whatever the fighter thing is.
Aye.
Resource.
They'll fall by my hand.
What can I do you for?
Because I don't have anything that actually uses wounds. Only mortification for you. I guess I might as well pop Dance of Death. And then kill you? Maybe? No, not quite. Oh, the blinded wore off.
Hey,
So... Discipline Barrage, Knockdown.
Certainly.
Oh?
Yeah.
And then you go beat him up while he's knocked down. Okay. I'm learning to utilize my character's abilities better. Claws and Binding Copper. Sword, Jade, Pickaxe. Money.
I shall. I'll take care of this.
More Binding Copper. Alright. Nothing in here. And then... that basically just loops back around. I don't really have fire resistance. There is still this one pathway, though.
looks like trouble.
An Essence Anomaly. Let's see here. No immunities. Veil Touched.
No mercy.
That's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Prevent him from getting flanked at least. Dance of Death. Quick action. Quick actions. Wow, the Essence Anomaly, like, dies quickly. Do that.
Yeah. Time to separate the chaff.
Yeah, you should run, Aloth. Alright. Do not automatically end turn after action. Kill him. And then flank this one. Or that one, I guess. There we go.
Onward. Happy to oblige. Ain't you got the decency to die?
No mercy!
My lantern
What do you need?
flickers.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, move so that it's actually flanked. Sweet. So we've got some leaking Adra here. A Brine Imp on its own.
No mercy!
Happy to oblige.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah? Hey.
Imp gives some wings. Got a potion in there. Pistol. Animancer's hat. 2 gunpowder. And a journal entry. It has been a stroke of unimaginable fortune to find an Adra vein in such pristine condition. The essence is so concentrated here that even from the far side of the corridor, the pillar's light pulses like a star. At times, I almost feel as if I can sense it, like the warmth of sunlight upon the skin. Ugh. We'll need to reinforce the central chamber before attempting further excavations. The ruins are unstable, and Sayla's motley workforce of savages and paupers grows more fearful by the day. With the assistance of a single watcher, we could trace the essence in the primary vein and isolate those deposits worthy of extraction. I've petitioned Director Castol and Nekitaka for such a research, but I'm continually rebuffed. It is unthinkable that the Valiant Trading Company cannot isolate within the vast borders of its considerable influence a single suitable candidate. I must assume that wretched Elette woman is hoarding them for her fanciful experiments. Transportation! As if we have time to expend on such frivolities. In here we've got hardtack and lockpicks. Torches, ink harp, and ale. And a pistol, scroll of minor healing, and tyrant. Alright. Decent treasure considering how much of a fight its guardian put up.
That's Odorisi.
Frozen mid-stride, this grim figure is turned toward the colossal pillar of Adra that dominates the chamber. The ashen corpse's outstretched hand rests upon the crystal's dulled surface. Clutched tightly in the remnants of a fist is a bundle of papers, bound together by a leather cord. Several more pages are scattered on the ground at your feet.
Think that's the guy we're looking for? Sure holding on to those papers tight.
You pull the papers, or as you pull the papers free, the ashen fingers gripping them slough away, disintegrating into a fine plume of dust. Standing here by the lone figure, you're struck with a feeling of dread. The air around you, the very motes of ashen dust, all of it is stagnant and still. The feeling grows worse when you look up at the Adra and sense no energy flowing into its surface. It is as though it has been disconnected from the wheel.
You place your hand against the pillar of luminous Adra. A dim, warm light emanates from the surface, but it feels cool to the touch. Pinpricks dance along your fingers, uncomfortable, but not painful. A woman's voice, scratchy, distant, and halting, echoes in your mind.
Find your soul in him.
You concentrate, peering into the Audra's energy as you would peer into a soul. Its inner light is blinding, but as you become accustomed to it, you perceive the core of the Audra itself, a churning mass of millions of soul fragments. With a jolt, the energy reaches out to you, the Angwithan ruin fragments around you, breaking into incoherent shapes and dissolving to dust, falling into an infinite well of dark gray vapor. Even the ground itself disintegrates into nothingness. All that remains is the murky expanse of the in-between. The Audra Pillar, and a skein of golden threads rooted in the pillar that extend far off into the distance. You focus on the threads. You catch glimpses of memories, your memories, mingled among the memories of thousands of other captive souls. The filaments begin to cohere, rapidly twining into a golden cord. With a muffled crack, the cord ripples outward in a violent wave toward the endless distance. The cord undulates over a space so vast that you lose sight of the wave before it finds its end. Then, a heavy creaking, like the sound of mountains shearing under their own weight, washes through the dull gloom of the in-between. A violent force yanks you along the cord at an incredible speed. The murk of the in-between warps erratically, as though you are observing it through an ill-ground lens. Just as quickly as you were pulled forward, you stop, suspended below a massive figure of ancient carved Audra. Like all Audra, it glimmers with energy, but the souls and memories within it are not flowing down. They churn in a vortex that burns at the heart of the statue's mass in some invisible engine. It is Aethys. The great golden cord terminates in his back, sending pulses of energy throughout his limbs as they move. He walks in long, slow strides toward a brilliant pillar of Audra far in the distance. It shines even more brightly in the in-between than Aethys. From within the teeming throng of souls, dozens of eyes look out to you. Through the cord, their collective anguish and despair push at the edge of your mind.
Help us! Please! Help us!
Their voices echo in your mind. Somewhere within their ranks, you can feel the presence of your own soul slumbering deeper in the gyre. You reach out to the lost souls, but the incredible power flowing through Aethys' body repulses you. Not even your Watcher powers can penetrate the massive tides of energy crashing through him. The souls sense your efforts and attempt to breach the surface of Aethys' body, but are instantly pulled back down into the deep well of the statue's heart, as though they were pried from the edge of a great precipice. Aethys' stride slows and stops. His head slowly pivots, until its great burning eyes are cast back along the cord. As his gaze meets yours, you feel an overwhelming rush of incredible joy, mingled with profound sadness. You have sensed similar anguish in lost souls, but never with this intensity. A soothing voice drifts into your mind.
It takes great bravery to venture through the in-between, even for a Watcher.
A swell of admiration radiates out from the god's heart, a force so intense that it momentarily overwhelms you.
You do not need to follow me, for their sake or your own. Something beautiful is coming. Something that will save us all.
A great light shines from Aethys' brow, so bright that even the souls within him flinch from the source, cowering in fear. Through the glare, you see Aethys' massive arm reach up to grasp the golden cord. The tether carrying energy from the Audra pillar to him that also suspends your consciousness.
What does that mean?
The sun will yet rise, Watcher. You need only wait for its light to come.
Aethys yanks on the golden cord, pulling it from his back. The cord tears into filaments that blacken and dissolve to dust. Without pause, he turns to resume his stride toward the distant pillar of Audra, shining on the boundless horizon. You hear the souls within him cry out for just a moment, before your consciousness is snapped away from them. The in-between goes dark. For a second, you feel a mix of nausea and a sensation like spinning and falling. Then the moment ends. Your consciousness has returned to the Angwithan arena. The world is sideways, the Audra pillar upside down. You flinch at the feeling that you're standing on the ceiling. The disorientation overwhelms you and you collapse to your knees next to the luminous Audra pillar. Previously dim and flickering, the pillar now glows with a strong and steady light. You touch the Audra again, but the chill and prickling sensations you felt before are gone, replaced with a comforting warmth, like the embers of a fire that has just lost its flame.
As you return to the world, you feel a hand on your back.
You alright? Come on, we just got your back.
Despite his tone, you can see genuine concern in Adair's eyes. I'm not really sure.
Well, if you're not sure, now I'm worried.
I've seen you commune with souls of the dead, but this looked altogether different. What happened?
In terms you'd understand better, Aethys tethered himself to the luminous Audra, and I connected to him through that essence.
Already? Moving things along rather quickly this time, aren't we?
His eyebrows rise with sly mischief.
What did Gon say? Is he gonna meet us? What do we do next? He charged you with a divine calling, didn't he? Just like he's done for me.
Aleth flashes a quick, pleased glance. Let's see. Yeah, I saw some more luminous Audra in his path, but he told me not to follow. That something beautiful is coming.
I wonder if he said the same thing to people in Rayed Saris 20 years ago.
I wonder what he's after, and why he's been giving me these dreams. The things I've seen, they leave a mark on your soul.
She rubs her arms despite the balmy air.
I may not know what Gon's got planned for me, but clearly he wanted me to meet you.
Aleth tenses fingers and smiles.
What do you need? I got it.
Alright. So let's take a peek at these notes. Odorisi's notes, acquired from his corpse, are a dense collection of jargon and diagrams. They allude to mechanical and chemical processes used to treat Audra while it is refined into powder. These notes would doubtless be of interest to those working directly with the luminous Audra. Gotta say, I was kinda hoping for... well, hoping to find a hint as to the Trial of Flames puzzle.
I got it.
Alright. And there are these symbols. I don't think we've seen the symbols, though. Like, on the ground or anything. Let's see. Anything over here, maybe? Ah. Part of the statue near the legs has been forcibly removed. Praise to old-hearted Avarix, master of the blade. In memory of Sama, beloved sister, I gift the statue. And all that remains of this inscription is Raka the Fortunate. The stone around it is worn smooth. Alright, so... kind of plant-looking one. An unknown one. And... 2 dots. Alright. I could probably search for that second one, but... plant... Okay, it's not that one. Alright. Only the bold, the reckless, and the fortunate shall pass safely within. So we got a Gladiator Sword and a Paradox. If we look at the Gladiator Sword... one-handed sword, 32 accuracy, 5.3 initiative, standard action, fine quality, scrim, and corroded blade, so -1 penetration. Scrim enhances melee damage and deflection when wielded with a shield, so it's a sword and shield sword. If I get another weapon proficiency, I might as well throw sword onto Adair, unless I find another fighter type soon. Alright. So we have everything we came for. Well, we don't have Odorisi, but, you know. We have as close to everything we came for as is possible. Should probably let the guys outside know that Odorisi is dead. Oh, as the souls move past you, some turn their heads in your direction, but most seem fixated below you, on the Audra pillar beneath your feet. A few nod their heads in thanks or raise a hand to acknowledge your presence.
What do you see that I can't, Watcher?
Souls, dozens, maybe hundreds, going to the Audra pillar.
All of them? Really?
She strokes the cage of her lantern, appearing lost in thought. A small group of souls has started to cluster around you. One of them is standing a bit closer than the others and gestures for your attention.
Watcher, we'd like to come with you.
Why don't you go to the Audra pillar?
We would, and we appreciate that you showed us the way, but what if the Audra goes dark again before we reach the beyond?
The other souls shuffle anxiously and look to each other, then back to you. Very well, that's a reasonable concern. Follow me.
Can I harvest the souls now?
Sure. If you want.
Oh, I do. So I will.
She nods, resolute. Jyoti glides her hands in a series of motions that resemble a martial artist or an intricate dance. As she slides a circle around the area, she begins swinging her lantern faster and farther from her body until an ephemeral light flares from the inside. The lure is answered, and several souls change course, drifting past the lantern's cage to disappear.
Thank you, Watcher.
Alright, and the others appear to have already left. Can't say I blame them. So, next time on Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2, we're going to get our boat repaired and talk to Jyoti. See you guys then.